Okay, guys, this is part 2. We left off right here with this problem. So I'm not sure how far you got. It's kind of awkward. Once you see it done, it's not as bad. But last time we were given a point that our line was going through, and this time they're giving us a line. Find the six trig functions of the angle theta in standard position if the terminal side is defined by this line. So the first thing you're going to want to do is graph that line, okay? So let me just, a little preview of, or a review of algebra 1, huh? 2y equals negative x. So it looks like y equals negative a half x, okay? If I just subtract x and divide by 2. So my line, y equals negative a half x, I go through 0, 0. My slope is negative a half. Okay, so I'm going to just draw the best line I can through here. Hopefully your line's better. Okay, so what we know is our terminal side is defined by this line. All right, and we're in standard position. So I'm going to start here. Okay, and would that be my angle? Or would this be my angle? Which angle are they talking about? Because basically I could, either one, the terminal side is defined by this line. That's where this part comes in. The x coordinate has to be bigger than or equal to 0. The x coordinate, actually it has to be bigger than 0, huh? But anyway, where, if there's a point on this line, down here, let's say, who cares where, right? It's a point on the line. If it's this one, won't the x coordinate be negative? But if it's this one, this point has an x coordinate that's positive. So that's how I know which part of the line they're talking about. So I'm going to erase this so it doesn't confuse me. Here we go. This is the angle theta, okay, whose terminal side ends up being down here in the 4th quadrant. Okay, is that all right? So now we need a point on here, huh? You pick any point you want. Let's see, what point do I want to pick? I'm going to pick something easy to do that. I don't want to pick, I'm taking half of x, so I'm going to pick an even number for x. I'm going to say x is 6, okay? And then negative half times 6 is, then my y is going to be negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6, negative 3 is the point I'm going to use. You see it? You can use the point 4, negative 2 if you want. You can use the point, 2, negative 1? There's lots of points on this line, right? Okay, what you're going to see is the trig ratios are the same. So let's start. We were supposed to find sine of theta. Well, I'm using this. So it's going to be the y coordinate. I forgot to find r. Let's see. My r is going to be x squared plus y squared, and I'm going to take the square root of it. So my r is 36 plus 9. That's the square root of 45. Ugh, I do have to reduce that, right? 45 is what, 9 times 5? I'm trying to find a perfect square hidden in there. So this is going to be 3 root 5, okay? Since square root of 45 is 9 times 5, I can take the square root of 9, it's 3, so I'll pull that out. So my r is 3 square roots of 5. So I'm going to take negative 3 over 3 square roots of 5. That reduces, the 3's cancel, I have negative 1 over the square root of 5. My cosine of theta, I'm going to take my x coordinate. My x coordinate is 6 over 3 square roots of 5. 6 over 3 is 2, so that's 2 over the square root of 5. My tangent of theta is Oh, I could have got that right away, huh? Y over x, negative 3 over 6, which is negative a half. Okay, now what I want to show you, I know we have to find the reciprocals. Just give me a sec. What I want to show you is what happens if, let's say, somebody picked 2, negative 1. Okay? Then they have x is 2, y is negative 1. Their r would have been 2 squared plus negative 1 squared. They would have gotten square root of 5 right away, not had to deal with all this simplifying. Their sign would have been negative 1 over the square root of 5. Oh, that's what I got, but I had to end up simplifying. Their cosine would have been x over r, so 2 over the square root of 5. Oh, it's the same thing I got. Their tangent would have been y over x, negative 1 over 2. Oh, that's what I got. Okay, and do you see what I mean? That's why it doesn't matter what point you pick. These trig ratios the ratios are the same no matter where you are on the line. So I usually do try to pick the smallest point I can, because then I know I won't have to do as much arithmetic. Anyway, it's up to you. You'll get the same answer eventually. Cosecant then, I'm going to flip this so it's negative square root of 5 over 1. I'll just write negative square root of 5. Secant square root of 5 over 2. And then cotangent, sorry, this is so sloppy. Cotangent is negative 2 over 1, or just negative 2. Okay, you flip all those. Is everybody all right? Pause that, write it if you need to. I think you have the idea. But that's what happens with the line, okay? You draw a line, and you kind of have two choices for the angle. So they'll tell you whether the x is supposed to be positive or negative, and then that'll give you the rest. Okay? Quadrantal angles we talked about last time, the 0, the 90-degree angle, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to draw those for you. If I have a 90-degree angle, okay, remember we can pick any point we want on here. Okay, my 90-degree angle, I'm going to pick the point, remember we just saw it's easiest if you pick a small one. I'm going to pick the point 0, 1. Okay, so r would be the square root of 0 squared plus 1 squared. Looks like r is just going to be 1. So then the sine of that, the sine of 90 degrees, actually, now I know I don't have to say theta, do I? I can say 90. I know the degree this time. The sine of 90 degrees is the y coordinate over r. So that's 1. The cosine of 90 degrees is the x coordinate over r. The tangent of 90 degrees is the y coordinate over the x coordinate. Oops. Now I'm taking 1 over 0, which is undefined. So I don't say 1 over 0. I say that the tangent of 90 degrees is undefined. Okay? Cosecant of 90, of course, would be 1, because if you flip 1, you get 1. Secant of 90 degrees, if I try to flip this, I have 0 on the bottom again. So that's undefined. However, this is where it gets tricky. The cotangent of 90, you're like, well, you can't flip undefined. I know, but the cotangent of 90 is the x coordinate over the y coordinate, so it's actually 0 over 1. This is where it'll get tricky on your calculator, guys, because you try to do cotangent by taking 1 over tangent. I'll talk about the calculator later, but calculator later. Anyway, when I do that, you'll see that sometimes it'll give you an error. The calculator, you have to be smarter than the calculator. Calculator doesn't understand, and it takes 1 over the tangent of 90, which should be 0. The cotangent of 90 is 0, but it'll give you undefined. So there's going to be these little weird things that we'll talk about. Okay, so let's do 180. 180. Oh, that was horrible. 180, let's see, a point on there. I'm just going to go with negative 1, 0. Okay, x is negative 1, y is 0. Won't r still be 1? I'm taking -1 squared plus 0 squared. That's 1 plus 0, 1. Yeah, r is still 1. So the sine of 180 is the y coordinate over r, 0 over 1, which is 0. The cosine of 180 is the x coordinate over r, -1 over 1, which is -1. The tangent of 180 is y over r, which is 0. The cosecant, oops, I keep writing theta, of 180 is, I'm going to flip 0. I can't do that. That's undefined. The secant of 180, I'm going to flip -1 and still get -1. Okay, and then the cotangent of 180 oh, what is that? X over y. That's going to be an undefined. Okay, so there's always two undefineds in these areas. Okay, anyway, here they are for you, gang. We could do that all day, and we might do it a little bit in class, but basically memorize this chart. Okay, it'll make your life easier. If you don't, we'll try to memorize it together, but here are the quadrantal angles. See what I mean? There's sine and cosine are the only two that don't have an undefined spot. Because with the rest, we're going to divide by 0 eventually. Okay, but sine and cosine are dividing by r, and r is a distance. Okay, there you go. There's 1-3. Your homework is on your notes. Okay, you see the homework is listed there, and it's also on Schoology. It's just out of the book. Okay, I'm not grading anything this week. We have a 4-day week. You're going to do it out of the book. When you come back to school next week, though, I am giving you a concept checking class. Okay, so do the homework, ask questions, and then we'll have a homework check-in class. All right, see ya in school either Monday or Thursday. Bye.